Kyrie Irving, a basketball wizard whose handles defy physics and whose scoring feels like magic. But Kyrie's story is far more complex than his on-court brilliance. For every highlight, there's a controversy. For every clutch shot, there's a puzzling statement or unexpected action. From burning sage in arenas to vanishing midseason, Kyrie Irving isn't just an NBA superstar. He's an enigma. This is the story of Kyrie Irving, the most talented, polarizing, and strangest basketball player the NBA has ever seen. Kyrie's basketball journey began like so many others, with a ball in his hands and a dream in his heart. Born in Melbourne, Australia, while his father, Dredrick Irving, played professional basketball overseas, Kyrie's life revolved around the game from the start. His family moved back to the United States when he was young, and tragedy soon struck. At just 4 years old, Kyrie lost his mother, Elizabeth, to illness, leaving his father and extended family to raise him. This loss deeply influenced Kyrie's perspective on life. Even as a child, he was introspective, often asking questions about life, purpose, and the universe. But his talent on the basketball court was undeniable. By middle school, Kyrie was already making waves in New Jersey basketball circles. At St. Patrick High School, Kyrie didn't just dominate games, he mesmerized audiences. Coaches and teammates recall his unmatched creativity, footwork, and ability to score against anyone. But Kyrie was also different. While others celebrated wins or talked trash, Kyrie often engaged in philosophical debates or reflected quietly. Basketball was his outlet, but it was clear he was always searching for something deeper.
With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Kyrie Irving from Duke University.
Kyrie entered the NBA in 2011 as the first overall pick in the draft, joining a struggling Cleveland Cavaliers team still reeling from LeBron James's departure. From the moment he stepped onto the court, Kyrie was electric. His ball handling skills were unlike anything the league had seen, leaving defenders spinning and fans roaring. In his rookie season, Kyrie averaged 18.5 points and 5.4 assists per game, earning Rookie of the Year honors.
Just in even better shape and just taking my game to another level. And I'm not setting any of those goals right now, or what I can accomplish or anything like that. Like I said, those personal accolades come when you win games.
By his third season, he was an All-Star Game MVP and a household name. But even as his star rose, whispers about Kyrie's enigmatic personality began to circulate. He wasn't just a player, he was a thinker, someone who seemed as interested in exploring the universe as he was in winning championships. In 2017, Kyrie Irving made a statement that would follow him for the rest of his career. He believed the Earth was flat.
On a podcast, and you said you believed the Earth was flat.
Flat. Yeah, no, the Earth is flat.
Oh, here we go.
The Earth is flat.
The comment came during a podcast, and at first, many assumed he was joking. But Kyrie doubled down, urging people to do their own research and question what they'd been taught.
It's an interesting. I think people should do their own research, man. And then, hopefully they'll either back my belief or they'll kind of throw it in the water.
When I started actually doing research on my own and figuring out that there is no real picture of Earth, like there's not one picture of Earth, and we haven't been back to the moon since 1961 or 1969, and you start, and it becomes like conspiracy.
The backlash was immediate. Social media erupted, scientists debunked his claims, and even his teammates chimed in, poking fun at the bizarre belief.
This is the same dude who said he believes in flat Earth.
And if he decides he wants to say the Earth is flat, then so be it.
I'm interested in having the conversation on whether the world is flat or round or not.
Kyrie later walked back the statement, claiming it was a social experiment to highlight how easily people accept information without questioning it.
I was just coming out and saying that, so it was like at the time, just didn't realize the effect, and I was definitely at that time like, I'm a big conspiracy theorist, you can't tell me anything. Right. So yeah, I'm sorry about all that, for all the science teachers, everybody coming up to me like, I gotta reteach my whole curriculum. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We've always tried to come back, take the statement back, but
but
on that
flat.
podcast, I was just really like, man, what's going on within our world?
Whether it was a genuine belief or a philosophical test, the Flat Earth saga cemented Kyrie's reputation as someone unafraid to challenge conventional thinking, no matter how absurd it seemed. In 2020, Kyrie introduced the NBA to a deeply personal ritual, burning sage before games.
We saw Kyrie pregame with burning sage. Can you shed any light on what he was doing there?
That's his thing. Kyrie probably sages his room before he plays 2K when he gets home. So that's just what he does. And I think that gives us good energy. He does it in the locker room. That's his thing.
Rooted in Native American traditions, this practice was a way for Kyrie to cleanse the energy in the arena and bring balance to his surroundings. It was also a nod to his late mother's heritage as a member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. When Kyrie performed this ritual before a game at TD Garden, home of the Boston Celtics, his former team, it sparked intense debate. Fans wondered if it was a gesture of respect or a subtle jab at the Boston faithful who had booed him since his departure. Kyrie, however, dismissed the noise. "It's just something I do to keep myself balanced."
You know, a lot of native tribes being able to sage, just cleanse the energy, make sure that we're all balanced. And when we come into this job and we come to this place, it's not anything that I don't do at home that I did today.
For some, this was a beautiful expression of Kyrie's individuality and connection to his roots. For others, it was yet another eccentric act from the NBA's most unpredictable star. In 2021, Kyrie added another chapter to his unpredictable story, disappearing mid-season without explanation. Over the course of 2 weeks, Kyrie missed multiple games, leaving his team and fans in the dark. Speculation ran wild. Reports surfaced that Kyrie had been spotted at a family birthday party and attending political events. Others suggested he needed time to focus on his mental health. When Kyrie finally returned, he offered little clarity, saying only, "I just needed time." While some praised Kyrie for prioritizing his well-being, others criticized him for abandoning his team during the season. For Kyrie, it was another example of his willingness to defy expectations and prioritize his personal needs over public opinion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Kyrie found himself at the center of a global debate. Refusing to get vaccinated, Kyrie became ineligible to play home games in Brooklyn due to New York City's vaccine mandate.
The team just announced that superstar point guard Kyrie Irving won't play or practice with the team until he's eligible under the local COVID-19 vaccination mandate.
They're rallied outside in support of Kyrie, who is still unable to play at any home games due to those COVID vaccine mandates.
Say, get him up out of here. We go in with a two-punch and a great shooter and some rebounders like we got. Get his ass up out of here.
Is he saying, like, what is his stance that places one of the best teams in the NBA in jeopardy of having an easier time or a better path towards a championship? Like, what is his stance?
The decision divided fans and analysts alike. Critics accused Kyrie of putting his team's championship hopes at risk, while supporters hailed him as a symbol of individual freedom.
Have to be at their school desks masked, but they go to a restaurant and sit at a restaurant table unmasked. It makes absolutely no sense. New York City is now a bizarre world. We want to get it back to the old New York.
The Nets initially benched Kyrie for the entire season, but later allowed him to play in road games. By the time restrictions eased and Kyrie returned full-time, the damage was done.
I go half man, half a season.
By CarMax in just a moment.
Chuck, half man, half a season.
Let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire.
The Nets' chemistry was shattered, and their once promising super team had fallen apart. For Kyrie, it was a principled stand. For everyone else, it was another polarizing chapter in his career. In 2022, Kyrie shared a link to a controversial film containing anti-Semitic material on social media. The backlash was swift and severe, with critics accusing him of spreading harmful rhetoric. When pressed for an apology, Kyrie initially refused, defending his right to share information and deflecting criticism.
What I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done, or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people and my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
The Brooklyn Nets suspended him, and sponsors distanced themselves.
Adrian Wojnarowski and Ramona Shelburne are now reporting that Nike is unlikely to extend their signature shoe deal with Kyrie Irving past 2022-2023 season.
Nike would like to end their relationship with Kyrie. Is this sending the right message?
After weeks of public pressure, Kyrie issued a formal apology, but the incident left another mark on his already complex legacy. For many, it was the latest example of Kyrie's actions overshadowing his brilliance on the court. Kyrie Irving isn't just a basketball player. He's a paradox, a man of unmatched skill and brilliance on the court, yet someone whose off-court decisions often overshadow his greatness. He's burned sage to cleanse arenas, disappeared without explanation, and questioned the very shape of the earth. For some, Kyrie is a misunderstood genius, a deep thinker challenging societal norms. For others, he's a distraction, a player whose eccentricities overshadow his immense talent. Love him or hate him, Kyrie Irving is impossible to ignore. Kyrie Irving's story is far from over. Whether he's remembered as a misunderstood philosopher, a polarizing figure, or simply the strangest athlete in NBA history, one thing is certain: Kyrie Irving's journey is unlike anything basketball has ever witnessed.